very important lecture. I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters. I want to thank all of my subscribers. I want to thank everyone for supporting my channel. But most importantly, I want to thank the Almighty God for my channel, giving me the passion to develop and cultivate my YouTube channel in terms of where it's at now. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture. I'm so excited to do this lecture. Currently right now, I'm currently in Italy. I've been I'm a part of a group of people where we're in a guided tour throughout Italy and Rome. We've been here since November the 3rd. We still got a few more days to go. I believe all the way up until the 9th. So with that being said, the focus of this lecture is I really do want to take a moment to give my perspective in terms of what I have learned about life, especially since I have been traveling abroad. I took a guided tour, a spiritual guided tour to Cairo, Egypt, December 2023. I'm on another spiritual journey. I've been in this guided tour to Italy and throughout Rome. I used the same travel agent. But, what I'm going to put focus on is, life is a journey. It really is. Life is a journey. And the more I travel this world and meet people and meet different cultures and learn about things, it's really making sense now. And, I had a conversation with an individual in my guided tour. We were talking yesterday. We were visiting some of the vineyards in Sicily, Italy. But we went to the Vatican. We seen the 16th Chapel. We seen the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And I'm just, absorbing this here before me that I see, but the main thing I was thinking about is I've gone abroad and I'm getting educated on other cultures. But one of the things I always do when we have downtime, because I deliberately stayed behind today in the motel, they keep us so busy, and they're going to be going all day and seeing various of historical sites throughout Florence, Italy, throughout. But I met with my guide this morning at breakfast, and I literally told her, I'm gonna just hang out at the hotel. We still got a few more days left, and because my body and my spirit is telling me I just need to rest. You cannot see this world in 7 days or 8 days or whatever. And I always do that when I go on a guided tour. I hang tight one of those days. But I was talking to one of the other individuals in the guide just in the tour yesterday, and I was telling her, I said, you know, one of the things I did 10 years ago, but more aggressively over the past few years, is I live an extreme minimalistic life, meaning I have got rid of pretty much all of my worldly possessions. And I only have in my home what is of value to me. And what I mean by I've cut loose all of my worldly possessions is I got rid of all of my furniture, throughout my home. All I have is like a sleeping cot. Got rid of all of the furniture, bed, dresser, stove, refrigerator, pots, pans. It serves no purpose with me. And when I begin to cut loose people, my worldly possessions, and then you kind of think about when I travel abroad and when you see people in other countries, because when I did my guided tour to Africa and Cairo, Egypt, and many parts of Africa last year, we see everyday people who will be grateful just to be able to drink water, to be grateful to be able to just get up and use the restroom. Because you got to understand, in a lot of these third worlds, they don't have the basic. And then you compare that with the United States, where everything is everybody want more and more and more, and we tend to take for granted just being able to use the restroom, or just be able to drink water, or just being able to eat 3 meals a day. And when you see other cultures, and we were talking about this, one of the other individuals in my guide, that in America, we really have been spoiled. And that kind of really made sense to me. And it also ties into a big reason why I have cut loose a lot of my worldly possessions so I can really be on this trajectory path for as long as God gives me to go see this world, to learn other cultures. Because what they teach us in school serves no purpose. When you really get out here and you go see this world for yourself and learn about cultural diversity, it will open your mind, and you will understand that in the United States, we are spoiled people. We are spoiled. And when you begin to really go and see some of these seven wonders of the world, the other day we were literally at the Vatican, literally, check out some of my footage, literally walking in St. Peter's Square, literally walking inside of the Vatican to see Michelangelo world famous painting of the Sistine Chapel. When you see that, and you just be thinking, how was this possible? When you walk inside of the Giza pyramids, when I did my guided tour to Cairo, Egypt, December 2023, when you are literally walking inside of those pyramids, I felt the presence of God. How were these ancient Egyptians able to do this? And still today, people, they're digging over there. I don't care how much technology man has in the world or AI has in this world, they ain't no ever be able to figure out the secrets of the pyramids. Because I believe God gave those ancient Egyptians the power and the skills to erect those phenomenal structures. Being able to ride on the biblical Nile River. I literally felt the presence of God. You really need to check out all of my live footage as I'm traveling abroad. And I'm telling you, it's a spiritual thing for me. They don't teach you this in school. They are not giving us the accurate information in the United States. When I did my guided tour to Cairo, Egypt, I was sitting at an Egyptian coffee shop in some of my downtime, and I met a Egyptian professor. These people in different cultures speak multiple languages. And I'm just sitting here at this Egyptian coffee shop when I did a guided tour in Egypt on some of my downtime. I was just listening, and I was just observing people in their everyday culture. Here in Italy, I'm in Italy right now as we speak. I don't know what time it is in the United States, because when you're traveling abroad and you really absorbing the culture, the people, you're listening, you're learning, time stops. You're not thinking about time. You're sucking up this experience. And one of the powerful elements of living a minimalistic lifestyle is experiencing life. That's a huge element of being a minimalistic, is you experience life in culture, in people, and you also cut loose of your worldly possessions because that serves no purpose. Whatever you do decide to keep, it has value for you. So when you're cutting loose all of those worldly possessions, I'm speaking for myself right now, that free Marie Holiday up, it declutters your space, your mind, your home, your car, your office. So it frees you up so you can focus on things in life of value. And it'll make you appreciate experiencing life. And I'm telling you, even when I'm traveling abroad, because I own very few possessions, by the time I depart Italy, Rome, I would have been over here for well over a week. And I'm telling you, I got a backpack. That's all I carry. I travel in Italy on several days, and we're still here. And all I literally brought with me was a bagpipe. That was it. And I'm observing, because there's well over 40 something people in this guided tour, and I'm observing these people in this tour with me as every couple of days we go to a different motel, because we're going to different areas within Rome. Once we left that first motel that we were in, we're there in that particular area of Italy for a couple of days. Then our next destination was a 5-hour drive on the tour bus. So as I'm observing the other individuals in the guided tour, they got carrying all this huge luggage, 3 and 4 pieces of luggage, a couple of bagpipes, because they want to make sure that they had a lot of their worldly possessions on this life experience guided tour in Italy and Rome. So my guide and a couple of other people, they looked at all I had was a little bagpipe, like you're going to school somewhere, and that was it. And everybody kept asking me, where's your luggage? Where's your luggage? What? I said, this is it. I travel light. So that frees me up to focus on my experience. I ain't got to worry about losing anything because I barely brought anything. I'm here to tell you. So I have really learned so much about life since I've been going on these spiritual journeys. And I'm going to continue to go on these spiritual journeys as long as God gives me breath, people. And it really makes sense now, because in America, we are spoiled. We buying all these gadgets. Or, I know people who may have 30 pair of shoes, 30 purses, the bigger house, the bigger cars, the multiple cars, hyper spending, clothes galore. And all of those possessions, speaking for me, weigh you down. As I begin to live a more extreme minimalistic life, it really frees me up so I can travel this world. And when I see how other cultures live, who really, many of them, every day you look at them, they have very little. And this is a powerful thing for me. And so I'm sitting here in Italy right now, and I chose to not, I'm sure there's other people in the guided tour who just spending the rest of the day just resting versus trying to see all of Italy in about a week. That's not possible. When we had our breakfast this morning, I was sitting with a few of my people at the table at the guided tour, and she agreed with me. I said, you're not going to be able to see Rome in 9 days. So I'm going to, and I always do this when I'm going guided tours, I'm going to take a full day, and I'm going to let the guide know. The guide is the full-blooded Italian. I met with her doing breakfast, and I told her I'm going to just hang out. And when I hang out at the motel late on this afternoon, because the weather is phenomenal, I go outside and just walk around in the streets of Italy nearby the motel, and I observe. And I want to meet everyday people, because you don't want to get mesmerized by many of the historical things you see in a different country. Which, don't get me wrong, it's phenomenal to see, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and go to vineyards in Italy, where you see where they're growing the grapes and the olives, and they're making the wine. We did all that yesterday, and I did some live footage on it. But I don't want to be sidebar and forget to observe everyday people in whatever country I'm in, to sit and observe and strike up conversations with everyday working people in Rome, people. And I'm here to tell you, because as a tourist, I don't care where you go in any part, in any country in this world, there's everyday people struggling like you and I, trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills, how they're going to feed their kids, if a financial emergency come up, how they're going to deal with that financial emergency. Because don't forget, people, that money piece, how to rise above your financial situation, and budgeting and investing your money is the core concept of my channel. The core concept of my channel is not travel blogs. That's something I do in addition. I do many things as a content creator on my YouTube channel in addition to my core concept. I do coffee. I do a lot of coffee shorts. I do a lot of motivational lectures. I may want to do a lecture on the relapse prevention because I'm a licensed clinical addiction expert. So I may want to do a lecture on relapse prevention or how to recognize the behavior signs if someone relapses on alcohol or drugs. Yeah, my core concept of my channel is that money piece, how to rise above your financial situation. I'm going to always market my book, Awake Financial Freedom. But in addition, I may do other motivational, thought-provoking, educational topics. If I'm traveling abroad, I'm going to do some live footage. But all of those other things I do on my YouTube channel as a content creator are just in addition to what I do, also my primary focus, that money piece, that financial piece, how to rise above your financial situation. That's the core concept and the driving force of my YouTube channel. Because from 2007 to 2012, Marie Holiday was living in financial destruction. In 2012, that's when I had that spiritual battle with God. And God gave me the skills in terms of how to rise above my financial situation. And when that spiritual battle ended in 2012, the transformation of Marie Holiday begun in terms of God gave me those skills in terms of how to rise above my financial situation, how to master my money, how to control my money, how to respect my money. That is the core concept of my channel, people. But I may do other topics, motivational, thought-provoking, educational topics, coffee shorts, travel blogs. I do that too, because that's indicated on my About section of my YouTube channel. But I will always revisit and have topics and the discussions on the core concept of my channel. Because controlling your money and mastering your money and being skillful with your money is also another element of living a minimalistic lifestyle. In terms of money is the element of the minimalistic lifestyle, your health, your wellness, your spiritual, your financial, cut loose of financial possessions. All those are all key ingredients of definition of a minimalistic lifestyle. Make no mistake about that, people. And I just want to give all thanks and glory to the Almighty God for awakening Marie Holiday in 2012. Because like I said, from 2007 to 2012, I had not 1 cent to my name. September 2023, I was able to retire early, exit up out of this workforce, reinvest my retirement check. And I'm telling you, that could not have been possible without all of the grace and glory of God. That is the concept of my channel. And one of the tips and strategies that I do is also, as I travel this world, as long as God give me breath, I'm strategic, people. I'm very strategic. I'm doing this literally debt free, because what I do is plan and budget my money. So when I get ready to go on a guided tour, I go ahead and just pay it all up front. And the money I spent on paying for that guided tour, because I'm a businesswoman, check out my business website, Paris and Associates Resource Center. That's my primary right there. I've always had my business simultaneously as I work throughout the workforce as a licensed clinical addiction specialist. So when I retired, now I can focus a little bit more on my company, which is my primary service. I'll go into an executed contract for individuals who want to hire me to develop their strategic business plan. I'm at full capacity with that. My cutoff in terms of the clients I go into a contractual agreement is 5, and I deliberately keep it at 5 because I want to keep Paris and Associates more at enjoyable mode. That's my cutoff right there. I will not exceed no more than 5 paying customers because I don't want my company to feel like work. And so all of that ties into the concept of my YouTube channel. But make no mistake, my company, Paris and Associates, it is 20 plus years strong, been around long before YouTube. I just use this YouTube channel also as a platform to market my brand, my company, my book. And that is the approach as a content creator, whether you monetize or not, to use your platform as a tool to market your brand, your product, your service, or if you have your own company, use that platform. I've done lectures on this before. And this is real talk, people, because, being a content creator, especially when you become monetized. My channel has been monetized a little over two years now. So being a content creator, especially when you're monetized, is a business. And you better believe I embrace that business model. I have a business plan in place, not just for my YouTube channel, but for my company, my book, my brand, that is well over 30-page long, people. And on that business plan, I have goals on my business plan. And for each goal that I have on my business plan, I have measurable objectives, action steps that directly link to the goal on my business plan. And for each goal and objective that I have on my business plan, on the far right of my 30-page business plan, I'm going to have a projected target date that I'm going to reach that goal. Because if you don't have a strategic business plan in place, how are you going to measure your progress? You should be looking at that business plan, touching that business plan, updating that business plan, revising that business plan on a daily basis, people, or a weekly basis, or a monthly basis. Make no mistake about that. So YouTube is no different, especially if you monetize. It is a business. By evidence, YouTube is going to send that content creator channel who's monetized a 1099 at the end of the year to reflect how much money you made as a content creator from YouTube. And then you got to turn that 1099 over to your CPA so you can file your personal and business taxes along with other information that you have as a businessman or woman. So it's evidence it's a business. It's evidence that it's a business that you got to follow those community guidelines. Those community guidelines is the blood life of YouTube. So if you want to be on their platform as a content creator, especially rather your channel's monetized or not, you must know those YouTube community guidelines. You must be periodically reading those guidelines, touching those guidelines. If you have questions about those guidelines, send YouTube an email. They will respond. Versus going or listening to disgruntled content creators when their channel get in trouble into violating one of those guidelines. So that validates people. It is a business. You got to have that business model in place if you want to be on their platform for real. So I'm telling you, all of this to me is basic. It's common sense. But again, the focus of this lecture is I just wanted to just share with the world in terms of what I have learned as a person, not a content creator. I'm way older than YouTube, trust me. I want to share with the world on what Marie Holiday has learned about life in regards to as I travel abroad and meet people from all walks of life, from the homeless person. Yeah, I don't care where you go in this world, you're going to see homeless people on the streets. And I don't care where I go in this world, when I see homeless people on the streets, they're going to approach you, they're going to ask for money. I'm paying attention to that. I'm observing this. I had a conversation with another person in my guided tour, no different from anywhere else in the world. When there's homeless people in anywhere, there's gotta be our hope there's some type of social service they can go to, or to get some type of shelter or homeless shelter. They can go to a place like a soup kitchen to get food, clothing, shelter. Social service gotta be everywhere. It's a given, because there's homeless people all over the world. And those are the type of things I also pay attention to and ask questions about as a person as I travel abroad. This is real talk. Because it's not all about the glitz and the glamour. Because as tourists, when you travel abroad, especially if you go on a guided tour, they're gonna, they're gonna show us all of the historical sites and the glitz and glamour. And yeah, when you stand at these various motels, they're rolling out the red carpet to us, the 5-star treatment. But God also gives us the power to discern. We got to be able to look beyond all of that. You got to sometimes break away on your downtime from that guided tour and get out there. I always do this. And I get out there in that city and I walk around and talk and meet regular everyday people. Because later on today, I'm going to go to an Italian coffee shop. I'm going to get out there and walk and observe and meet people and sit down, and I'm going to listen and I'm going to observe. That's, to me, is more of a more powerful and more important experience than going to see a lot of these 7 wonders of the world, or a lot of these historical monuments and locations within these various different countries. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, don't get me wrong, that was phenomenal. And walking inside of the Sistine Chapel, the Vatican, seeing the Michelangelo world-renowned painting of the Sistine Chapel and a lot of those other historical Roman monuments in there, it was unbelievable. And yeah, I did some live footage on that. But to me, that's not what it's all about when you're traveling abroad. Don't forget to also observe and listen to and talk to the regular people who I can look out my window right now in this motel room, and I've done it already. And I'm just observing regular people going about their everyday business, walking or driving, drinking their coffee. You can tell by how they're walking. Some of them getting ready to go to work, or they're riding on the e-bike. That's the piece you need to pay attention to right there. All of it's important, but don't just be mesmerized by the Leaning Tower of Pisa and Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel and all of in the Italian vineyards, and they show you how they make the wine and they grow the olives and the grapes. It's mesmerizing, but that's not all of it. If you're going to travel abroad, pay attention to everything, observe everything, especially the everyday people. And I'm here to tell you. And that's what I'm learning about life as a person as I travel abroad. And I've always been an observer. I've been an observer all my life. I really have. And I'm going to observe what's in front of me. And I'm going to also observe, I'm going to go behind the glitz and the glamour. And then I'm going to really observe what's really going on. I'm going to listen and hear what's in front of me, but I'm going to also listen and hear. I'm going to listen to what's not being said, because God give us the power to discern, to see what's not being shown, and to hear what's not being said. That's if you keep God first and not lose that gift of discernment given to us by God, to be able to hear what's not being said, and you got to be able to see what's not being shown in all interaction in your life, whether you're abroad or not. Pay attention to that, people. So that is the purpose of this lecture, is to share my understanding of what I learned about life as God continue to give me the gift of discernment and continue to give me the passion and the resources to travel abroad and learn more about life as I do this. I don't do this, no, because I'm a content creator. No, I do this because I'm guided by the Spirit. And I share my knowledge and share my experience on this platform for anybody who want to listen to it, and I'm here to tell you. So again, that's all I have. Check out a lot of my live footage, And if you have not subscribed to my channel, God is going to take my channel to a level that I cannot even imagine. Subscribe to my channel if you have not, to be a part of my channel as it goes after its first 1 million subscribers. As long as I keep God first and guided by the Spirit, that goal has already been achieved. Share this lecture, because I want to give all thanks and glory to God. I'm on another spiritual journey. I'm not the same, people. I'm not the same person I was when I took that first guided tour to Cairo, Egypt. That was a spiritual journey as I walked inside of the phenomenal Egyptian pyramids, the Valley of the Kings, rode on the biblical Nile River. I was transformed right there from a spiritual standpoint. And God is continually transforming me, and I will keep him first in my life until my last breath on this earth. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.